Hi everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap. One of the questions that people ask me is like, how do you get these ideas to do your soaps, and how do you do your colors and all those kinds of things? And I can really say that I can trace my interest in making art and doing crafts since I was a little kid. So let's speed up to about 2013 when I decided to early retire and kind of tap into my creative self a bit more. And I discovered soap making at about that time, and I was still making a lot of paintings, something that I'm still trying to get back to doing more of. So I was really fascinated with how the quality of color can be mixed into something that you cut, and when you use the soap, you see this design throughout the whole mass. Today I'm looking at a plaster cast of the statue of Ganesh, the elephant god, the remover of obstacles. This is what it looks like. And this has a very porous plaster surface, and it's very absorbent. And I kept looking at this and thinking, you know, I would really like to gold leaf this. It makes it look a lot more expensive. It really does make this plaster look metallic. So I'm going to show you how I do that. Including sealing it first so that it's not as porous, so that the adhesive can work to hold the metal leaf, in this case it's not gold leaf but metal leaf, to this, and working in that surface of metal leaf into all the little details, and then the finishing up process. So if you're interested in this, stay tuned. If you are looking forward to soap making, then you'll have to wait till the next video, and I usually release those on Thursdays. So let's get started with this. So these are some of the things you're going to need. I just got this inexpensive bristle brush and just made sure that it was the right width for my project. It's kind of small and it's got nice stiff bristles to help push the metal leaf into the project. So you need one of those. And then you need this size, which is the adhesive that you use to affix these thin sheets of metal to your project. And then this is my little collection of metal leaf. Keep it in this box. It's very fragile. But in between, this is called a book. In between this like tissue paper is the actual metal leaf. And this particular one is really beautiful because it looks like a oil slick, and it has different colors of metal there, copper, gold, bronze, and it's like green color to it too. So I'm going to be using that for my Ganesh statue. And you gotta watch this stuff, it'll blow away with a little breeze. Then I'm going to be using this Podge, and basically it'll cover and protect the whole project once I'm done. It'll seal the metal so that it doesn't tarnish, and also give it a nice matte finish. And then finally some black acrylic paint, painted over the whole finished project, and then wiped away so that it lingers in the cracks and crevices to give it definition and a good antique look. Just want to show you all the details in this plaster Ganesh statue, because I still want all that definition to show up after I finish gold leafing it. But this is what it looks like to start with. Okay, so step one in this process is to make sure that the surface is cleaned, making sure that all dust and pottery dust, plaster dust is all off of that. And then I'm using this gold leaf adhesive, and it works a lot like rubber cement. You wait until it's kind of tacky before you put the gold leaf on. And working in small areas, it goes on kind of milky, and I'll know when it's ready to have the gold leaf attached to it once this liquid adhesive turns clear. So I'm going to work in small areas. Basically, I'm going to work on this little halo part first. It's going to dry clear. The milkiness is going to go away, and that's when I'm going to put the gold leaf over that. And there are kits that you can buy that have everything together. You can get this adhesive and gold leaf separately. I already have some different color gold leaf, or call it metallic leaf, from previous projects. Okay, so I'm going to come back and put another coat on this, and the reason for that is it started out as a porous surface, so a lot of it was absorbed into the plaster, and so it's not going to be tacky enough to hold the gold leaf. So I'll give this another coat. The best thing is to just take your time and make sure that you're covering everything. Okay, so it's puddling up right in there, so I'm just using that as a source of more adhesive, saturating my brush and working that into the flat spaces. Making sure I get underneath these areas too. Now if you miss a spot, that means that the gold leaf isn't going to adhere to it. So just making sure I get it all covered. Now I want to get the back too. There's some natural indentations in the plaster too. You want to make sure that you get that covered in adhesive too. Okay, so that coat is done, and I'm going to make sure I wash my brush with soapy water. I'm going to actually use this, which is what sign makers use, and this will actually form a layer, and this is when this toothbrush is probably a little bit too rough. Go back to something soft and just pat it in. I used this on some of my oil paintings for a really kind of nice effect. This process is a little time consuming if you really want to be careful, but it's also very forgiving. So what I'm doing right now is going over portions that either didn't have enough adhesive or just the metallic substance didn't even get stuck on it, and I can add some more adhesive, wait for that to get dry and tacky, and then go back and hit it again. I'm just here to place more of the sheets of metallic leaf. So that all the plaster is covered. I can't really see the portions that I applied the adhesive, but I can feel it, so I know where to apply more of the leaf. Okay, so the next step is I want to make sure that all the leaf is really pushed into the plaster, but if I push with any force, especially if I scratch it, it may come off. It's really delicate. So I covered the whole thing in plastic to prevent the abrasion from happening, so I can give it a little more pressure, push it into all these little design elements, and then I'll be ready to antique it by painting some black acrylic paint and brushing it away so that this has a little bit more definition to it. So I found a few areas that I want to cover over with more gold leaf before I do anything else. So I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive. Let that dry. I'll add more leaf to it, let it dry, and then I'll do my antiquing, and I'll bring you back for that. So notice right now it looks bright and shiny, but it really lacks some definition. So I'm taking some black acrylic paint and just covering it over a little bit at a time, going in the details, and then almost immediately I'm going to wipe it off. So it's a way of antiquing items. So you can see the shine comes through, but it seeps into the details and it shows it off a bit more. It's almost one of those things that the more sloppy you are, the better it works out. Okay, so I think it's almost done. Just looking it over. I think it's all done, so all I have to do is varnish it and take some photos of it for you. So hopefully this might give you an idea of how to take something that's less expensive and making it look more luxurious. Okay, we'll come back for the varnishing after this dries a bit. Okay, so my last step is to put a clear coat of acrylic on it to seal the metal leaf so it won't tarnish. Keep its bright color longer. Help the surface to be a little stronger. All I have to do is finish painting on this Mod Podge and show you what the finished product looks like. You can see all the details in this now, and hope you like this project, and thanks for watching. Bye everybody.